Hey, it's Jason.
And I'm Kyle.
We're out here in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania at the first pond that you guys installed this year, right?
Yeah, so it was 11 by 16. We just installed in May. It was the first build that myself and my crew had a chance to get completed for the year.
Man, it came out absolutely awesome. We've done a lot of 11 by 16 ponds over the years, but this one, wow, nice job. I think the rock and the landscaping has just absolutely made this project.
Yeah, this was definitely a fun one. The customer had a very distinct vision, wanted the pond to look like it's already been here for years, and I think between the boulder, the material that we used, a water feature team coming together, and then even more so the landscape team, once we got out of here, it really turned into something special.
So one of the things that really stood out is I know you got some low fish feeding areas, and the top of the rock is really close to the surface and the water's a little bit deeper there. I know that came out looking really neat.
Yeah, that's definitely something we focused on throughout the project, just keeping water level in mind. We wanted it to be nice and low profile leading up to the waterfall area.
You know, the waterfalls on this one are just absolutely awesome. I love it. I like how they're split, but my favorite thing is that there's no stacked stone. I mean, just, you can't tell where one rock starts and the next one stops, and that is what's really different about this pond. It's really making it come out looking awesome right from the beginning. When we're at somebody's house, the hardest thing to explain, I think, is how big are the waterfalls gonna be and how wide and how deep and how tall. And the reason that's so hard is because you just don't know until the rock gets here.
Right.
So when the rock got here, I'm sure you guys were just like kids in candy stores.
It was a lot of fun. So we have the design in our mind as we're going into the project. I know my team gets excited when boulder finally arrives. That's what we have to work with, that's our material, and that's what we can create with. And yeah, as soon as that boulder showed up, the project did shut down for a bit as we're all running around taking a look at this boulder, picking, choosing, and figuring out what we're gonna do with the boulder.
That's why our job's so fun. I mean, that's the art of it. It really is. It's absolutely a blast when that part starts to happen. So after you excavated this pond, we put a liner in, we put all the rocks on top, put the gravel in. You got a fish cave hidden in there somewhere, right?
Yes. So fish were a big driving factor for the customer to get the pond installed. So we have areas around the boulder edge that nooks, crannies for them to go into, but a really main feature area for the fish to be able to hide.
So after everything was constructed, the pond is in, the waterfalls are in, everything's looking nice except for it needs landscaped. And I think Julie came in with her team and did a killer job with you guys. I know you guys were all part of that, but boy, I like going back to water features in 3 years because everything looks more natural. You don't even have to do that with this one. It's been 6 months and everything is already really starting to grow in, fill in, and soften those areas. Landscaping can be so important and it looks absolutely awesome.
The homeowner has a interest in plants, very unique specimens, and he had a vision that our landscape team seemed to run with, and it turned out great.
Yeah, he definitely has an eye for it, so much that one of the really cool parts of this property is a beautiful greenhouse. One way that you really softened this, that it doesn't take much, but that one piece of wood that's coming around, just soften that whole edge. And it's not just a straight piece of wood either. You found something that's curved, it's got some holes in it. It looks sweet.
So we took some time, we picked out some very nice pieces of driftwood to incorporate it into the project, and just when you can incorporate more than just boulder in conjunction with plants, driftwood, just a varied materials that can go into a project, I think those are the best looking projects.
So one thing that I think you guys did an incredible job with is you cannot tell that the yard is actually sloping away from the viewing areas and how this pond was built. So after the pond was put in, the waterfall was actually built up higher than the yard, quite a bit higher.
We had to grab that elevation so we had enough height for the waterfall drops, and then obviously we hide that biofalls in the berm. It still becomes difficult to conceal that, especially with so many vantage points on the property. We have patios, we have viewing windows. There's actually a greenhouse area that the homeowner spends a lot of time in. So we really took care on placement of the biofalls and tried our best to hide it.
The way that you've done a good job hiding it is actually sliding it back some, right? Past the front of the waterfall.
Yeah. So we actually take it off to the side. We don't put it right dead on where we plan on building that very top waterfall. We build it off to the side, incorporate a little stream area, and do our best to conceal that component.
So I'll tell you, this is a bright and sunny yard. Found a nice shady spot as well. Put in some really nice big stepping stones. Sometimes, you know, we can always do patios and things, but sometimes we can just use some large boulders that are really thick and make it look very natural and create a really nice patio edge that way as well. That is very close to the fish feeding area, and it just draws your attention. It makes you want to walk out here. So this pond came out looking wonderful. It reminds me of why 11 by 16s are one of my favorite sizes, with what you can do with all the different waterfalls and different shapes of ponds.
This size water feature, it really gives myself and my crew the opportunity to get really creative with the waterfalls, to incorporate some really unique pieces of driftwood. It just gives us the space to be as creative as we can.
Yeah, lots of planting space too. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments below. Please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, keep building your outdoor dreams.